Haiti, the country most travelers don't go to. I've been to a few islands around the Caribbean, and Haiti is on the list. At the time, I was not finding a lot of information on how to visit Haiti, tips and tricks, hacks, guides. I was really confused. I have Haitian family members, Haitian friends, and I said, I am going to go to Cap Haitien and see it for myself. What ended up happening on Instagram, I found this guy, his name is Joseph, Haiti's Joseph Tours or Joseph Tours Haiti. It looked legit to me. I know. Do not take this advice. You're just watching from my point of view. And we exchange information back and forth. I was coming from Detroit all the way down. Now, if you are flying into Okap, which is Cap Haitien International Airport, it's just one airline that flies in, and that's going to be Spirit Airlines that goes into Cap Haitien from Fort Lauderdale. It's direct. You probably get there in a little less than 2 hours. With Spirit Airlines, you know you can't take a lot, so I had my backpack. I did not bring a lot of items to Haiti, you guys. Thankfully, the gate agent, she gave me a exit row, so I put whatever extra stuff that I had in that bag, and I boarded my flight. As far as entry requirements, Haiti is a level 4. It's been level 4 for some time. That usually is going to be an advisory not to travel there. But I know how they do with these brown and black countries, so I was willing to take the risk. On the plane, the flight attendants, of course, you know, they gave us the usual customs form. So you fill that out. And then we got to Cap Haitien. The flight was at 9. I landed at 11 a.m. Once we deplaned, we walked into the building. You know, we had to get to customs. It was a very warm, friendly welcome. Tip if you can. I really enjoyed seeing that as a welcome. Once I went through customs, it was easy. You know, I just had a backpack, so I didn't have to wait for luggage or anything. You do want to have your pickup arranged when you first land into Cap Haitien. And I had done that with Joseph. We're just gonna call him Insta Guy. I will use different names for him, okay? We had already discussed that he and his driver were going to pick me up from Okap, because I need to find this person and make sure that he matches Instagram, y'all. I found him. I was relieved to see that his polo, it did say Joseph Haiti Tours. There was a driver, so I was not catfished. He took my bag and we went into the car. It was time to go. Cap Haitien is located on the north side of Haiti. This is not Port-au-Prince. I don't know if I ever in my life will visit Port-au-Prince. I've just heard too many stories. It's just not advisable during this time for you to be traveling there. But up north, things are different. This is what the news, the media will not show you. In the taxi, he gave me welcome chocolates because it was Valentine's Day. I flew there in February. As I was driving, you're going to see here in the pictures a lot of trash. Of course, I saw the Caribbean Sea. I've seen countries like Cambodia where they have piles of trash and they would burn the trash. So I just thought this was very interesting that it was, you know, just lying out in piles like that. I will say on the way to the hotel, there were lots of bumps in the road. You know, they have the potholes. You see people traveling on the motorcycles. Some of them are crammed into the vehicles. It's just a lot to take in for your sight, your ears, everything. Like, it is a definitely new experience. In the vehicle, I was talking to him. We were still negotiating. I feel like in Haiti, most of your time is going to be spent negotiating, because I was telling him I wanted to do a city tour for that day. This is my first impressions. I just arrived. Like, I want to hit the ground rolling. He was saying once we got to the hotel, I could exchange my USD to Haitian goud, which is obviously the Haitian currency, and then I could get my things, get settled, and then we could go to the city. The driver would take me. However, what ended up happening when I got to the hotel, Joseph, the Haitian tour guide, he kept taking pictures of me with his phone, y'all. Like, this really got on my nerves the entire trip. I went to his Insta and I found that he was posting these pictures of me. Here, if you zoom in, you see that the driver is looking at my butt. And I'm like, what? Anyways, he ended up disappearing. We didn't have a driver for some time. I know this is sounding sketch. It is what it is. At least he was able to bring me to the hotel. I arrived to Haiti at about 12 p.m. I left the airport. I found Joseph. We got to the hotel at about 1 p.m. The name of the hotel that I stayed at was Habitation de l'Arrière. I love the green doors at the entrance. The doors in Haiti really stood out to me. Y'all know I love a colorful door, and there was art right when I walked into the hotel. I remember seeing the blue sky, the trees. The weather was absolutely fantastic. It was 80 degrees most of my stay. Now, there was a very steep hill that we had to go up to enter the hotel. While I got out of the car, Joseph held my bag. This is important. I'm checking in, I'm talking to, I don't believe she was the manager, and she was saying, "Oh, how do you know Joseph?" And I said, "Oh, I found him on Instagram." She was like, "Oh, wow, that's really great because we partner with him at this hotel." I felt so relieved because I don't know who this dude is, y'all. I don't know what's going to happen. Anybody can just post up in a polo shirt and be like, "Oh, I'm a Haitian tour guide," right? Everything was fine. She told me the directions for me to get to my room. So I was thankful that he was able to hold my bag. However, I made the mistake of saying, "Oh, Joseph, come with me to the room so you can, bring my bag," because I didn't feel like carrying it upstairs. I had stuffed so much stuff into that bag. It was on my back. He brought the bag to my room, and then I realized he knows what room I'm in. Never do that, you guys. For $50 a night, I had the basic room. Some rooms had AC, some did not. The one I had, there was no AC. I just went for the cheapest option, but there was a fan available. There is also, I think, Hotel Satama. There are other hotels in Okap too. It's just how much you want to pay. I don't want to say lower your expectation, but you're going to pay more, and it might be 3-star. It's not going to be as how they advertise it. What I ended up having to do was push the 2 twin beds together. The room was clean, and I was able to see the views from my room. There was like a little small porch. It was absolutely gorgeous. There's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's a beautiful pool, and you just see all of these views of the sea and the mountains of Okap. There was Wi-Fi available. Sometimes the connection was not as stable as you might have liked, so it was difficult for me to connect and get on socials. I remember a friend was trying to FaceTime me, make sure that I was okay, and the connection, it kept going out. That is something you do need to be mindful of if you are visiting Haiti. And just the vibe of that hotel, it was very quiet. It wasn't too many travelers there. And I said, okay, this is chill vibes. I'm really feeling this hotel. I gave myself a pat on the back because it was a great selection. Once I was settled, I said, all right, let me go down there and meet him. Because mind you, I didn't have a SIM card in Haiti until later when I crossed the border. What I had ended up doing was I'm just going to connect to the Wi-Fi. I quickly learned that I'm going to be with Joseph the entire time. So basically, Joseph was my guide. I really called him my security so I could get from point A to point B. The locals, they know him as a tour guide. I was safe with him. I went down the steep hill. You see these sandals that I had on, and across from it, you're going to see all of the houses. I saw a lot of kids who were just sitting on the side. I don't know if they were out of school. I don't really know what the situation was. And I was like, man, I should have thought to bring stickers, just something to give the kids, because you never know who you're going to run into, right? So then we started taking pictures. I was like, man, I want some Haitian merch. One of these girls, she had on like some cute sandals with the flag on it. I'm like, okay, I'll get to see you with the Haitian merch. And they were like, who is this crazy woman? Then later, the boy, the ringleader, he brought his mom out to meet me, like his whole family. I was like, too much is happening. But I was really glad to meet and interact with them. Some of the guests from the hotel, they really didn't like how close the hotel was positioned. They were calling it like slums and, this is a poorer area. The manager, I ended up talking to the owner later, he wanted to, I guess, gate off the hotel so tourists wouldn't have to be bothered. But me, I wasn't really bothered by the kids. I like having those interactions with the locals. I do naturally love to wander, but when you're on other people's time, you kind of want to stick to the schedule. I saw students walking around in their crisp, clean uniforms. We stopped by the university, Henry Christophe University. The city, it's bright and colorful. You guys know that is what is drawn to my eye. I even was able to capture a little street art murals, which I thought were very nice. He also took me to walk down the boulevard. It's like a promenade right next to the sea. In my mind, I was thinking, where are the people? It is so quiet here. Why is nobody traveling here? We sat, had a little chat. He got me some prestige, the Haitian beer. I did enjoy that part of the tour. In my mind, I was thinking this is going to be an interesting few days because I cannot go anywhere in the city without him. Multiple people told me, you as a woman, if you're not going with him, you need to stay at the hotel. I told you I am a natural wanderer. I love to just see how the city speaks to me and just go in whatever direction. You can't do that here. I was really restricted, but I'm trying to make the best of it. It is the first day. He drove me around to see a couple restaurants. I really wasn't feeling those menus, so we went back to the hotel. This was about 5 p.m. I was hungry. As you can see here, the menu really was not catering towards vegetarians. And what I ended up getting was the Haitian spaghetti without the hot dogs. You also could just ask for rice, legume. There's other things that they did have. I had just had a long day and I just wanted to eat and just knock out. That was day one. My final thoughts? Well, I made it to Hispaniola Island. The trees are green. The weather is lovely. I got this annoying guide, but I'm gonna make the most of it. And I am safe. I was not kidnapped. Nothing happened to me. I didn't see people eating cats and dogs. You cannot listen to the media, y'all. That is what my takeaway was on day one. The north of Haiti is calm and quiet. I visited a number of UNESCO sites, and of course, I wanted to see the one located in Haiti. And I told him I have to see the Citadel, I have to go to Sans Souci Palace. These are the UNESCO sites. In the morning, I woke up after a good night's rest. I showered. I went downstairs and had breakfast before we began the drive to Milo. I guess I was more comfortable with Joseph now that I had experienced the first day with him. There were some questions that I had. Remember, I had mentioned Augustinel. He's the other Haitian tour guide, and I was just asking him to throw out some prices of what a typical tour to the Citadel would be. You guys, he said it would be $200 to go to the Citadel. It includes the driver, the guide, the gas, the lunch. And I said, I think he's trying to overcharge people. In my research, I saw that they are charging $10 just to enter the Citadel. So where is the $190 coming from? So we decided to do $50 for the day. I think that was a good deal. I have gone to World Wonders for less. I remember going to Rio to see Christ the Redeemer for $30. This is a budget channel. They all do need to make a profit. However, if the entrance is $10 and you could do it by yourself, I don't know. What you need to do with these guides, you need to negotiate beforehand so they aren't going to just upcharge. What you should bring is sunblock. You want to wear comfortable clothes that can wick away moisture because you're going to be sweating a lot. You are out in the sun. What I wore, I did have on comfortable shoes, just some tennis shoes, but I had this one piece, like this jumper, because I didn't know what to expect. I had on Valentino wig. That is not a good idea when you are in 80-degree humidity hiking up some mountain. I don't know what I was thinking. I brought my portable water bottle. That is so important for me to have when I am doing a lot of vigorous activity. I even saw some tourists there with snacks, and that was a good idea because once you reach the top and you're just perusing around the Citadel, you might want to take a little snacky snack because you don't get the food until the end of the day. I think the $50 was a good price. I basically have the driver and Joseph as my security, so I was safe. Once the driver arrived, it was time for us to head to Milo. It was about a 30-minute drive to Milo from Okap. I was looking at the beautiful views of Okap on our way to Milo. It was lovely. It's just so lush and green on the island. We pull up. Here's where things got interesting. Before you go up the mountain, there's going to be a group of men that are going to surround you. And what do they want? They want you to select them to be their guide. I had already done my research. Joseph and I had negotiated. There was no use for them. I tried to convey that message to them and they were not getting it. And it was getting on my nerves. I said, I have a guide, I have a driver. We're going to go back with him. I don't need anything else. I don't want the horse. But they continue to follow you. And that really kind of messes up my experience. What they usually do, they have the tourists ride the horses up. There's 2 people per horse. So you have to pay 2 of them. So I was like, I don't like the sound of that. Then they have the other guys who would be like, oh, you can just pay me because I walked you up the hill. I was like, no, I'm not doing none of this. I have a literal guide right here. Like, y'all need to chill out. I knew that some people were taking the donkeys to go up the mountain. I'm really about animal rights. I'm not really sure how those animals are treated or, where they are being used for tourism. These Haitians, they are fit. Like, they can walk long distances, no problem. Me, on the other hand, I was out of shape. I was out of breath a lot. I needed to sit down, take a bunch of water breaks. So I did eventually get up there in about an hour. Joseph did say that the ascent was going to be short. However, it is steep. So you're just going like this for all those miles. That's why I had to keep taking breaks. It should be 30 minutes for me. It took double the time, but I still made it to the top. There are other ways for you to get to the Citadel, and it doesn't just have to be hiking up the mountain. If you really aren't into moderate exercise or exercise in general, you can ride the horse, you can ride the car, you can even ride the moto bike. Haiti has so much potential as a tourist destination. Once Americans, Europeans, citizens of the world get over the fact of the headlines of what they see on the news and just go north to Cap Haitien, it has everything that you want in a tourist destination. It has beaches, it has historical sites, it has nightlife, it has good restaurants, food, there's great places to stay, and it's easy travel for you if you're flying down from the US. Just come down from Florida. They will continue to hassle you all the way up. And that is a long time of these beautiful views, the green, lush scenery. You can't enjoy and bask in it because you're being harassed by these guys. Like, I was able to sit and reflect about the ancestors, everything that they went through and how strong, resilient, and brave they were to be able to build this architectural masterpiece. Here's a little bit of what Joseph was trying to explain to me.
Young, but then when he come, he married with a girl and Korean and Maurice part of it. But he have a three. Is a part of the king of Christopher in the city there. So
okay, so you see, I kind of was just trying to take bits and pieces, nodding yes and no, and just trying to film as much as I could so that I could read about it later. They did have a museum that was in the process of being built. As most things happen in Haiti, the project was halted, and I was able to peek through. I was like, oh man, once they resume building this, it's going to be a very nice museum. At this time, I still do not know what the steps are to its completion. When you're taking your time like that, I really like to experience these historical sites. I've been to some other world wonders where it was just rushed. I didn't have a lot of time. You're just kind of frazzled because you're trying to take pictures, you're trying to see everything, and you don't get to soak it in as much. Here, I was there for a couple of hours, and I really was appreciative that I was able to take my time there. The Citadel was built to protect the newly independent Haiti from invasions of the French. It is absolutely amazing that Haiti freed itself from colonization and slavery. They overtook the French. You might not know, but they also defeated the English. They defeated the Spanish. The Citadel was built by tens of thousands of former slaves. This is the largest fortress in the Americas. It's 900 meters above sea level. That's why I was saying it felt like I was above the clouds or just looking right at the clouds. Looking at the large stone walls, these stunning landscape views. I tried to act like I had a drone, so I would give Joseph my phone and I told him to just pan it this way while I'm walking. It looks like I'm walking not off the edge. I wasn't jumping off the cliff. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And I really was thankful for that moment. I felt like I was on top of the world. Milo, it's a tourism city. The people who are working there, they need tourists so that they can make their living. That's why I was saying a lot of the guides, they are fluent in the different languages so that the tourists will be comfortable and can understand the information being presented to them. Joseph, he's still working on it, y'all. After the Citadel, it was time to go to Sans Souci. We went back down. It was Miguel. He drove the motorcycle. Then it was me. Then it was Joseph. It was three of us on that bike, y'all. But I did not care. I was like, I am not hiking down. I'm losing gas here. I'm losing juice. At the bottom, you are going to be able to visit the vendors. They're selling lots of Haitian merch, souvenirs, and trinkets. You can decide if you have Haitian good, you probably want to split it up into hundreds and just pass those out. Me, I was just like, I'm going to buy one small thing from this lady and in return, we'll take a photo. And that's what I did. I only had a backpack. I flew Spirit Airlines. I'm not buying all this stuff. I didn't bring a suitcase to take home Haitian merch, y'all. We finally made it to Sans Souci Palace. It was built by the revolutionary leader, King Henry Christophe. This was his former royal residence. There was a major earthquake in 1842 that left the palace in ruins.
All the people together and talking with the people in down of the tree.
Interesting. We walked around there. My phone was, I guess, foggy from the humidity. I was able to drink moderately throughout the day so that I could stay hydrated as well, because it was very hot as we continued to walk throughout the ruins. While you were there, remember that this is an ancient site. It is protected. Remember, I told you it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That means you're not going to litter. If you have trash, if you brought your own snacks, you bring a plastic bag or something that you can dispose your trash of. And then when you leave, you can throw it into an actual trash can. We want to keep these places preserved and respect these sites. This was at the end of the day, and that's Vertières, the Battle de Vertières. This is the monument of the fallen heroes. This site commemorates the historic battle that led to Haiti's independence. And it's in the city. Joseph said we could take the motorcycle to get there, and I was able to take a few pictures. What's happening with Vertières, it is a historical site, but because it's not designated UNESCO, like some of the locals, they will use the bathroom there. It's not, how do I say? There needs to be some developments made for this site. I ended up wrapping the day by going to the local market. I picked up some fruits. I was talking to the locals, and I had another taxi bring me back to the hotel because I needed a break from Joseph. He still was behind me though. The guys, they were very friendly, even though it was difficult communicating. I think we were using the translator. It was a long day, but I was really glad to have visited the UNESCO site Citadel, Sans Souci Palace, and the Vertières Monument. Amiga Island, or Iarat, is a tiny island located in the Atlantic Ocean. It's known for its crystal waters. In fact, most of the beaches in Cap Haitien are known for the crystal clear, beautiful waters and fresh seafood. I'm vegetarian, so I'm not really excited about the seafood, but going to the water, it is always going to excite me. Let's start out with how I got there. Joseph and the driver were hired. They were going to take me to Amiga Island, and we were also going to go to another beach. At 1 p.m., we arrived to the port. We had to drive to the port. This is where Royal Caribbean docks. You know that they have the private island for Labadee. The first stop we had to do was get the street food. We have to place in our orders. They were going to have it ready for us because we are going to be traveling about 30 minutes to get to Amiga Island. My guy, Joseph, you know, he eats meat. So you see he has all of the seafood. His plate looked really good. I didn't really know what to order, and I had to do it quickly. So I was just saying, oh, I'm vegetarian, just give me something with no meat. So they gave me a lot of banana pez, they put in some salad, and they gave me like these fried empanadas. They put egg in it, and I just had them put a little pickles on top. Then they decided to drizzle it with ketchup. So I was just comparing our plates, like, ketchup? I don't want no ketchup on salad. I really don't want it on the banana pez either. Like, I can just eat my plantain straight. I really just needed to have something in my body because we were going to 2 beaches for the day. I noticed that they had all the boats lined up. They were bright and colorful. In my mind, I wanted to quickly start taking as many pictures as I could. It is easy to get sidetracked. I even think I saw a cruise boat and I was like, wow, that's amazing. They help you get on the boat. I was wearing just some leggings, just some regular casual clothes. I had tied down my wig with a scarf because I was kind of thinking the waves were going to be moving up and down and I didn't want it to fly off. The boat ride was okay. I've been in boats before, so I don't really have that much motion sickness. In fact, I was standing up because I was excited. I was like, yeah. Sometimes I would put my hand in. I wanted to feel the water. The guys were like, okay, she's comfortable. But if you do have motion sickness, you are going to want to sit in the center of the boat. Obviously, do not stand up. You might want to pick one point that's on the horizon. And there's also over-the-counter meds that you can take for motion sickness. You can also use ginger chews. It could help with your motion sickness. Again, I was moving all around. I was fine. So I stood up to feel the wind and I put my hand in the water. It was such a thrill being in the Atlantic Ocean on the way to this secluded island. Once we arrived, I was filled with joy, but I did have to change. I already had my bikini bottom on, but I needed to put on the top. So I kind of just looked at just some spot where I could do that away from the guys because it's just me, the driver, and Joseph, the tour guide. Like, it's just us out here. I immediately went into content mode because I was like, I want to play with the shells. Let's take some pictures. Joseph had some pictures of me on his phone as well. And we just combined them together. I am actually glad. I know it sounds like I'm complaining about him having all of this footage of me on his phone. Having the island to myself, it was an absolute delight. Sometimes I prefer solitude in nature. It was absolutely perfect. I really wish I had more time here, but the driver was saying that we had to go because we still needed to get to Daloo Beach. So unfortunately, I did not have much relaxation. All we did was take a few photos. I did not even walk around the entire island. It's very small. I took a lot of pictures by the boat and just seeing the mountains in the background. This is a postcard pick destination. You've got to visit the Caribbean, especially Haiti. Here, the vibe was cool. Locals were listening to music, drinking their prestige, and I did go into the waters here. I do think that Amiga Island was better, in my opinion. Amiga Island, 10 out of 10. Belly Beach, I'll say 8 out of 10 because I did like to hear the Haitian music that they were playing. At Belly Beach, I drank Petite. That is an imported brand there, and I just had some apple juice. How was the ketchup on top of everything? It was okay. I think the ketchup does balance out the pickles spiciness. Then that was the end of the first beach day. The second day, it was when I went to Daloo Beach. That morning, I was eating breakfast at the hotel and I met a group of Haitians. Now, you guys know I don't speak Haitian Creole and some of them did not speak English. However, one of the guys in the group was from Miami. He was visiting his girlfriend in Okap. And what ended up happening, they invited me to go with them to Daloo Beach. Mind you, I had already went and did a little beach hopping the day before, but I had no plans for the day. I was just going to stay in the hotel and figure out how to cross the border. When they mentioned the beach again, I was like, sure, why not? I do like meeting and hanging with locals. You can get a really good feel of a country by doing that. I did not have a lot of time. Sometimes I can be late getting ready. So I threw some stuff in a bag together. And what we ended up doing, it was about 11 a.m. They said that we were going to take the motorbikes, ride those to the port. Yesterday or the day before, how I got there, it was with the car. They saw that I was comfortable, but they did tell my motorcycle driver to get to the front of the caravan. You can see some of that here. They just wanted to make sure that I was safe. I asked them, how much do you guys want for the motorbike to get us to the port? They were like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We got it covered. So I was like, okay, these people are really nice. They have my safety in mind. It's going to be a good day. And just riding those bikes around the winding roads, looking over the sea, it was really spectacular. In the group, as I said, there was the guy from Miami, his girlfriend, and there was another guy, his sister, and then it was me. And there was another guy who was their friend. The drivers of the motorcycles, they were there too. So it was a large group. They have the Haitian music playing. What they told me to do was to go get my food, you know, how I had ordered it the day before. And then the driver said he was going to bring it to me. I did change into my swimsuit eventually. Me and the guy's sister, we went, you know, in the bathroom to change. They have bathrooms, you know, where you can change, shower, whatever. Was there a shower? I think we went to the bathroom, changed, and then we went back. Oh yeah, and that day I didn't have no wig on, y'all. Y'all see how my natural hair was because I was going in the water for real, for real. The guy and his girlfriend, they went on an excursion. The rest of us, sometimes we would go in the water. They were trying to order their food, the fish. And then when they got the fish, they were not pleased, you guys. Look at the picture of it. I think it was burnt. They had been hungry. I don't think they had eaten since, you know, when we were at breakfast. And they said, you know, this is what we mean. Like sometimes the Haitian service, it's not that great. You would think for the locals that they would make the best, pick the best fish and serve them the best fish. They were like, this is what happens. We're used to it. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Other tips they told me when dealing with Haitians, be more aggressive. They said, I need to learn Haitian Creole the next time I visit so that I can communicate. and to agree on the price. Do not give them any more than that. We watched some of the guys compete while they tried to go down, see who could swim the furthest. And then we were talking about Haitians that we knew. I was like, Jason Derulo. Now I'm thinking Kai Sanat and Wyclef Jean. And then we were just screaming, Ayiti Cherie, Ayiti Cherie, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That was like one of the best days that I had that year. Just looking at what the media talks about Haiti, they would never show Amiga Island on the news. They wouldn't show these beautiful beaches. You can beach hop the coastline in Okap. This is one of the reasons why I traveled, to get that authentic experience. This was not going to happen if I was at Labadee Private Island. I am sure the grounds are well done. I think it has a manual roller coaster. It has a zip line. Unfortunately, I would have to pay a lot of money just to get on a cruise so that I could stop at Labadee and review it. So I don't know if that's budget friendly. Swimming in the sea, it gives you a sense of peace. Just the sound of the waves, breathing in the ocean air and getting warmed by the sun. I love the beach. That was definitely a core memory for that year. Haitian food is fresh, full of flavor, and it's seasoned with lots of love. Here's what Haitians really eat. And yes, I went all the way to Haiti to find out. There are a lot of influences in Haitian food, from African, Spanish, French, even Middle Eastern flavors and seasonings. All of these places make up Haitian food. An important part of travel is going to be food. I am going to rate the foods that I had as a vegetarian from what I least enjoyed all the way to the top. Number 6 is Haitian spaghetti. Haitian spaghetti is dry. It is not a saucy dish, you guys. In fact, there's not even tomatoes. I had tomatoes as part of the veg, but I'm talking about like a tomato marinara arrabbiata sauce. No, this is not Haitian spaghetti. The menu here had it with ham and cheese. I was like, ugh, I don't want any of that. Give me the Haitian spaghetti, or just give me your pasta and add some veg. That is what they did here. This is typically eaten for breakfast. They will add hot dogs. They will add sausage to it. You need to try some of this. Number 5, what I really love about visiting islands in the Caribbean are going to be the fruits. Okay, for breakfast, I had papaya, I had banana. I also was able to try some of the nuts that they had there. I'm going to show this to you. Haitians, maybe you guys can help me out, because I was not exactly sure what this nut was, whether it was an almond. It wasn't a walnut. The guide was showing this to me my first day arriving into Okap. I don't know what this is, y'all. Also, eating fruit while you travel, it helps you to stay hydrated. Try to have at least 3 fruits a day. And number 4, we're still staying at the hotel breakfast. This is where I was able to try Haitian oatmeal and Haitian cream of wheat. Actually, let me clear that up. They had oatmeal on the menu, but when I received the bowl, I said, I don't know if this is oatmeal. Of course, the hotel breakfast was included. Haitian oatmeal is known as avoine, but this was more of a thicker consistency. So I am wondering if they gave me what actually is known as la bouillie, which is the wheat porridge. It's kind of like a cream of wheat. And if you look in these 2 pictures, this was when they first gave it to me. You see how thick it is. And then once I was putting my spoon to it, eating it, I don't know, it was just giving me cream of wheat vibes. But in my mind, I'm like, well, why didn't they just put cream of wheat porridge on the menu? That was good. I also enjoyed the pancakes that they had. These were more like the silver dollar, you know, the tiny pancakes that you can get. And each day I tried something different on their breakfast menu. So I ended up having the omelet, the pancakes, and then the avoine, or the la bouillie. I'm not really sure which one this was. Coming in at number 3 is going to be pizza. My guide took me to a spot. Remember, I told you we were walking up and down the boulevard. One evening, we decided to go to Guag. This is like a nice restaurant lounge. The ambiance was great, cool vibes, live music, and the pizza was very delicious. You can't go wrong with pizza, and I enjoyed a great one at Guag. There are other restaurants on the boulevard that you want to try as well. I know they have Cap Deli There's another one that slips my mind, Bukanyu, I believe. I went there the first day. I wasn't feeling the menu, but that one has high reviews as well. Y'all, I'm going through this. We are at number 2. This was my best dining experience in Haiti, and it was at Le Quai restaurant in Milo. I told you I went hiking to go see the Citadel. After that, I was famished. I was so ready to eat. As you can see here, they laid out a lovely spread for us. It was the guide and myself, the driver. He wasn't trying to eat. What they ended up giving me as a vegetarian, they had the white rice, sospoa, which is a bean sauce. They also had legume, and they had plantain. As you see, the table setting was nice. They had that juice with the, I don't know, it was sour green juice in a pitcher. I was drinking all of that. Honey, my plate was clean. Look at it here. I just kept eating it and eating it. When I say that the effort that they put into these dishes is a lot, let me tell you about legume. Legume is a veggie mash. In the legume, it's made out of eggplant. You could put spinach. Some people put papaya. It has the chayote squash, carrots, bell peppers, and it is very flavorful. It can be eaten and paired with meat, but I asked them to give me legume, no meat at all. This is a simple but flavorful dish. It can take them hours to make. You see that they are really putting their foot into these dishes. You have to try legume. Let's talk about the sospoa. The sospoa is a bean sauce. It can be pinto bean sauce or black bean sauce. That is what I had with the rest of my meal at Le Quai. A lot of Haitian food is made with a tomato base. I think I forgot to talk to you about epis. I already mentioned pickles. That's the spicy condiment. Epis is the base. It's a seasoning that is used in a lot of Haitian cooking. What is typically done, they will make a large batch of it, and then, they just spoon out how much they need when they are making the well-known dishes. You need a lot of scallions. You need a lot of garlic. There's going to be bell peppers. There will be onions. Of course, you need to have the Scotch bonnet. And you're probably going to season it with the Maggi, the chicken bouillon. And you blend it together and you have epis. It's in a lot of the food. I'm pretty sure that they had that in my legume. The rice that was paired with legume is just the basic white rice. Dirties is rice. You have dirties blonde, you have dirties jaune, that's the black rice. And they make this with the black mushroom. Unfortunately, I was not able to try this, you guys. I only had the dirties blonde, the white rice, but it went well with the legume. And since it was just the two of us, the driver wasn't eating, I kept eating, y'all. Like, there was not a crumb left. I'm glad that my guide ate with me too. Sometimes you feel like you are isolated as the only vegetarian, but I'm telling y'all, you can be veg in Haiti. You just need to notify them ahead of time and just say no meat in the legume, no meat in the Haitian spaghetti, and they will modify. For dessert, I was able to try the table pistache. This is like a peanut brittle. You see it in the picture here. It was tasty. I didn't get to try that much dessert in Haiti, so I was glad that they were able to give me this. In the beginning, when I first arrived, they gave me chocolates, but I ended up giving those to the kids who were next to my hotel. And those are the Haitian foods that I tried in Cap Haitien. My number one is when I went to Little Haiti last year, you guys, in Miami, Florida. Naomi's Garden has the best Haitian food. I don't know if I'm going to say in the U.S. because I've only been there. But y'all, that food was excellent. Of course, I might have some bias as a vegetarian. Of course, you're going to select the places that are going to give you vegan versions of the foods that you tried in Haiti. Have you been to Little Haiti? It is not only Cuban food in Miami, you guys. Like, look up these Haitian places. They also have Chef Creole as number one. I didn't have time to go there, but Naomi's Garden, let me tell you what I got. They have what is known as the vegan platter. It comes with 3 vegan mains. See, I'm already getting hyped thinking about it. And 2 sides. What you could do is just get 2 of the vegan samplers, and then that way you would be able to try 6, which is basically the whole vegan mains list, and then you could try the 4 sides. I think I just did the one option. What I like about Haitian food is they don't skip and hold back on portions. Like, they are going to load on. Sometimes you go to these restaurants, they'll give you like half a container of rice, and then the sides, it's like 1 or 2 scoops, like they're real stingy. Haitian food, that place, And Naomi's, it was piled high with food, you guys. I don't remember all that I ate. I'm just going to give you what I see on their menu. The rice and peas, there's bulgur, bulgur wheat. That was good. You can get the baked macaroni. This is Haitian mac and cheese. They have maï collé, which is the cornmeal. There was your choice of stew, spinach stew, okra stew. Of course, plantains, you could get them fried or you can get them sweet. This plate was the best Haitian food I have had. Now, I'm not saying that the food in Haiti was not good. I'm just saying I'm accustomed to the flavors in America. I am American. And so they put all of that Haitian love into that restaurant, those Haitian cooks. Now, the ambiance of the restaurant, it is in a garden. I've heard that you can eat while you see the chickens and everything. But at that time, they have a lot of music events. So I was there for some rave. It was a weird night. But thankfully, I had called the owner because the service was, it wasn't the best. He is working on improving his staff. He was able to let me in. So I heard like this loud rock concert, where the kids are like, they're doing all this action. And I'm just trying to eat this food. I'm just trying to eat this food and review it for y'all. And I ended up staying there for at least a couple hours because once you eat that food, your belly is full and you are just content. And I was just like, man, I have got the itis and I am in a good mood. Let's see what these kids are talking about in this rave. Screaming about, I should say. The food and the vibes, it didn't match at all, but it's okay. Definitely want to check out Naomi's Garden in Little Haiti, Miami, Florida. Other Haitian dishes, obviously, I did not try because I'm vegetarian. It's going to be the griot, the poulet, the filet. They have bouillon. I did not try any of those popular Haitian dishes. I think in America, they might be able to make some of these with, the veggie meat substitutes that we have. Maybe. I didn't tell you what the vegan mains were at Naomi Garden. I don't remember. I know they had like a chicken curry. They might even do the soup jamu. Is it pumpkin soup or the chayote soup? That is the dish that they eat to celebrate Haitian Independence Day. I heard a Haitian chef refer to Haitian food as like being given a warm hug. I think that was a great way to describe it. I really enjoyed my dining experience in Haiti. Like that is the original. And it was just elevated when I went to Naomi's Garden. I crossed the border from the north. The name of the crossing, y'all help me out. Wanaminthe Dahabon Crossing. This is how I crossed the border. After a day of fun in the sun, it was time for me to prepare to cross the border. What happened the night before, I wanted to take a shower, but in my room, the water was cold. I went to the manager and said, hey, I really would like to take a hot shower. I'm going to be crossing the border. I don't know when my next shower is going to be, probably tomorrow later in the evening. I was able to use another room to shower. But guess what? In the morning, I woke up to no power. The generators were out, and that meant the entire city, or at least that neighborhood, it was pitch black. What I would have had to do was to wait until sunrise, but I needed to pack and get all of my things, sort everything out because I was about to enter the DR. I did use my phone flashlight. That's the other thing. If the power is out and you didn't charge your phone the night before, like you're really stuck. So I charged my phone. I believe I had a power bank back then. And so I used that flashlight to make sure I had nothing left in the room. I packed up everything. And then I went downstairs to eat breakfast for the last time. There are certain things that happen that are typical in Haiti, and to some first-time travelers, it can be a bit much. For me, I think just not having the Wi-Fi, with no power, you can't do anything. I can't charge, I can't connect to socials, no nada, right? So I think this is a good time for me to leave. Also, I know some of you are like, you really went to Haiti? Yes, I bought a one-way ticket. The reason being was that my cousin was already in Puerto Plata. He was already in the DR. So I knew that I was going to cross over and meet him eventually. But I had that one-way ticket because I like to get a feel of countries. I've done this for a number of countries, actually. Get a feel of the city, the place, see how the vibe is. And then I can extend the stay if I'm enjoying it. If not, I go on to the next location. I enjoyed my time. It was a great stay. I was able to learn a bit of history. I enjoyed the food. I did the city tour, but now it's time to cross. And I had no clue of what to expect, y'all. I do remember it was about 7 a.m. where I had that last breakfast. This was early in the morning, so I was really grateful for him. I really didn't want to be riding on no motorcycle with all of my belongings on my back with some random Haitian. Like, I was glad, and I mean, he's Haitian too, but I was able to be in a vehicle and arrive on time to the bus station. The Caribe bus stop, it is located right on the boulevard. I left the hotel at 7 a.m. and at 8 a.m. I was boarding the bus with my ticket in hand. What ended up happening, they will take your passport. You're going to have to fill out some documents. You wait, they call you, you get on the bus. As you see here, the bus was very clean. It was organized. There was a bus attendant. I really like Caribe Bus Company. It's owned by the Dominican Republic. While we were on the road, in my mind, I was thinking, wow, I successfully flew into Haiti on a one-way ticket on Spirit Airlines. And now I am crossing the border. Just looking out the window, I see the sea, I see the people walking, and I was like, wow, even though I was only there, 3 or 4 days, I still had an experience of a lifetime. I will never forget it. Now, while I was on the bus, the attendant, she will come through and she's going to collect everyone's passports. We are going to have to cross through the Haitian checkpoint first, then we have to go through the Dominican checkpoint. And you obviously need to have a pen. I always travel with a pen. I talked about this in my top travel essentials video. I was glad that I had eaten that morning too, because I did not know if I wasn't going to eat until I met my cousin that night. This was all on a Friday, so always eat first. Quick review of Caribe Bus. The station was nice. I mean, it's pretty typical. You go in, you give them the money, you tell them what time you want to leave. It's always best if you're crossing the border. I've crossed a few borders around the world. You want to get there early in the morning. In fact, I might say get that first bus out, okay? Because you do not know how long these checkpoints take, and just with the tension between the countries, it's a lot going on. I was on that first bus out of there. The bus had air conditioning. The seats were able to recline. I think it was 2 to a seat. There was a bathroom. I do not believe that I used the bathroom there. I don't like using bus bathrooms. I really don't like using plane bathrooms either. They even gave us a meal. In my Haitian food review video, I mentioned that they had the rice and peas that was so delicious. I did not eat the salad and I did not have the meat. Usually when you're on these buses, yes, it's a Dominican bus company. At first, I was not sure if this was Dominican rice or Haitian rice. For the people who've been on Caribe bus and you're leaving from Haiti, you know how they do on the planes, they stock the planes with the food for the flight. It's similar to what it is for the bus, but it has to be from the Haitian side, right? I knew that was Haitian food. The rice was delicious. It was great to have a hot meal on the bus. That was the first time where I had received that service, so that was enjoyable. Things to do on the bus. Well, I was looking out of the window. You do see a lot of bustling market activity. Of course, you see the lush green trees, the blue skies. It is in the daytime. It is bright sun, so you can close the window, you know, with your curtain. You can try to sleep if you can. I just was very observant because I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I also was looking at my passport stamps. I do like to collect the stamps and seeing, oh, I had that Haiti stamp. Now I'm about to get the DR stamp. This is not my first time to the DR. I've been there a few times. This was the first time where I crossed from Haiti. As you know, Haiti and Dominican Republic both are on the island Hispaniola. And I was going from west to east. A man came on board. He's like the exchange money man. I think he shortchanged me, y'all. I even think he gave me a fake note. I was able to get some Dominican pesos. I did get a SIM card because I wanted to call my cousin. Before, I was just using the WhatsApp, but on the Caribe bus, I don't believe there was Wi-Fi. So I said, let me just get this SIM card. I'm gonna call him up, you know, just let him know I am en route and that he should be expecting me in the evening. So I have enough Dominican pesos where I'm going to be good until I get, you know what I'm saying, to my cousin. Around noon, we got to the Dominican checkpoint and it was a little intense, you guys. I know how it feels to be Haitian because I was on the bus with the Haitian. They didn't know I was American until I gave them my passport. The Dominicans, they were rough. It was intense. I did not like it. I probably would not cross the border there again. The guards were yelling. They were searching our bags. Of course, we had to get off the bus. They were throwing my stuff down. I was like, wait a minute. You know, as American, I automatically go into, oh, why are you touching my stuff like that? What is going on here? But you have to express your frustrations in Spanish. And, you know, I'm snatching my bag back like, no, that's not how you're going to be handling my stuff. I'm American. But then you have the Haitians who, you shouldn't be doing that to anybody, okay? As the guard, as the border control people, you need to be treating everybody with respect and dignity. You are not better than anyone else, okay? A lot of Haitians, they cross into the DR for a better life. Some of them go to school there. I just don't like how they were mistreating us on the bus as passengers trying to cross into the country. It was good to get up, stretch, walk around at the checkpoint. I had to go through immigration. They want to look at me, ask me what I'm doing there, and you get your stamp and you're on your way. I do believe that I was the only American on the bus. How do I get in these situations? We got back on the bus. You know, we ate the food. Around 1 p.m., we reached La República de Dominicana. We were in Dajabon. I am in the DR and I need to figure out how to get to the next stop, which is Santiago. And then from there, get to Puerto Plata. So I had a lot of stops. Overall, crossing the border, it was a lengthy process. I think I got to Puerto Plata in the evening, maybe 12 hours or 11 hours later, because I had left the hotel at about 7 a.m. I think I got to Puerto Plata 7 p.m. in the DR. So that was a long day, but I successfully crossed. If the conditions are good, the roads are fine, it's not bad weather, the journey to Dajabon is going to take about 1.5 to 2 hours. It also depends on the border conditions and how they are treating us, if they want to prolong it, you know what I'm saying, or not. You can quickly see how not necessarily the terrain changes, but on that side, it's not as much trash on the roads. Obviously, the air is the same, the sky is the same, you're on the same island, but you can tell how much of a difference it is in the DR than it is from Haiti. I had a layover there at the Santiago bus stop. Then it was time for me to continue on. I had to transfer to get to Puerto Plata. This is where it took more time for me because I had to take multiple buses. And yes, I did this all by myself. It was a solo trip from beginning to end. And the total travel time from Dajabon to Puerto Plata was about 3 to 4 hours. The buses were on time. If you don't know how to travel by bus, I mean, you can just go up to the counter and they will tell you, you need to keep your ears open because they will announce when it is time for your bus to arrive. You board, they check your ticket. It's pretty simple. If you have a lot of bags, you can put your bags under. I was traveling light. I had a backpack, so I had everything with me. It wasn't difficult at all. The bus attendant, she looked very professional. The driver was great. So shout out to Caribe Bus. Now, is the border currently open? There was construction of a canal on the Haitian side of a river, the Massacre River, and it was closed due to contention between the countries. When the border was open, it did used to be Binational Market Day, which is on Friday, the day that I crossed over. Vendors from both countries would sell and trade their goods, food, medicine. It's a lot of trade happening on those Fridays. As of now, I do not know what's going on, y'all. I do think both countries depend on each other for, you know, the goods and services. So they need to sort it out. Visiting Haiti, it can be dangerous. It can be unpredictable. I am only speaking for myself. When I visited, these are all of the things that occurred. I did not have any time where I felt that I was in danger, from doing the city tour, the UNESCO sites, from going to the beaches, from visiting Amiga Island, even crossing the border. I do want to thank everyone who made my trip so memorable, especially my tour guide, Joseph. Without him, none of this would have been possible. If you enjoyed this series, go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know which video resonated with you the most. I will say again, Okap has the potential for travelers. It is a tourist destination that should be on your list. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm going to see you soon.